Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the show. I wanted to make another time travel video. This one I'm gonna project a little story here. Alright, I don't know what I'm gonna put it as, but I'll probably just put a part 2 on that question. Alright, let's get started. Alright, here's my little journey I wrote down. A little journey. Alright, now with respect to the laws, I'm gonna guess that there are temporal laws where, as if you were to go visit somewhere, say I'm gonna go time traveling for about 20 minutes. Now, the time is 5:30. Alright, forget 20 minutes. I'll do 30 minutes. I'm gonna time travel for 30 minutes and I leave at 5:30. Okay? Now, am I going to go time travel and then come back to where I left at 5:30? No. Alright? I guess the rules say that for as long as you're traveling through time, if you decide to go back to your original timeline, you must go back to your original timeline according to the watch on your wrist. So the watch you're wearing on your wrist, you don't touch it when you leave, because you want to know what time you need to come back whenever you do come back. So if I leave at 5:30 to go time traveling for 30 minutes, I should be back at 6 o'clock, not 5:30. Okay? It has a lot to do with your age, okay? And being in sync with other people's timelines and their ages as well, okay? Plus, it'll avoid you running into yourself, like a clone of yourself or whatever, okay? I'm not saying run into them. I'm just saying, you can go visit your clones and stuff and all that, but those timelines haven't really. They've occurred, but they haven't really occurred. So, anyways, let's start the journey. It's 2012. I'm gonna be 26 this year, so I wrote down 26 is my age, and I want to go visit when I was born in 1986. Okay, I go back in time. I spend a couple of years there. We'll say I spend 3 years there. I leave in 1989. Okay, I stay there for 3 years. I'm just walking around town, visiting, blah blah blah. I'm not really making any changes because I'm going to go back to my original timeline at some point anyways. Alright, me being there changing the future or whatever is only going to affect those futures. Alright, it's not going to affect my timeline. Okay, it's my own personal timeline. No one can touch it. So I do whatever I want. I can go visit my parents, I don't have to. I can just observe. I can just be that one guy that's staying there looking through the window, seeing myself being born. Okay? It doesn't matter what I talk to my parents or whatever. I can tell them whatever they want to hear. It doesn't matter. Okay? Because I'm going back, like I said, to my original timeline. They won't even know that I've had that conversation with them. Okay? Because it's a totally different situation. The only difference is that once I appear, all that stuff in the past before I was there, it still happened, okay? Except whenever I was born, after that, those are the things that start changing. Okay, I'm only there to observe. And I'm there for 3 years doing my thing, partying it up in the 80s, okay? Now in 1989, I decide to go see if Jesus is a real person. Okay? A lot of people are asking that. So, I go back in time, 21 AD. Okay? He's about 22 years old. He's not even reached 30 yet. And he's basically up in the Tibetan mountains. I heard that he's up in the Tibetan mountains learning how the ways of the monks and how to be peaceful and stuff like that. More enlightenment stuff going on. So I'm gonna go over there and visit Jesus Christ. Okay. Hell, maybe I was the one that told him that he was going to die in the future. That he was going to be betrayed by Judas, and that he would have to write that down and everything. Okay? So this would be an example of something that changed the future, and on top of that is actually part of my past. Okay? So this little timeline here where I was visiting didn't really happen, okay? But this right here, when I told Jesus this stuff, okay, I told him that he needed to go and show everybody that he can do things, alright? I'm probably not the only one that taught him how to figure out. I only told him the future stuff, okay? I didn't teach him how to walk on water and heal people. That could have been other people from other timelines that came to visit him and tell him how to do all that stuff. So I only played a small part in there. I just told him that he was going to be betrayed and when it was going to happen. And so I'm there for 2 years, Tibetan mountains. I'm doing meditations with Jesus, okay? And I decided to go to visit the pyramids, and right after they were just being built. Okay, they were built in 2611 BC. This is about 10, 11 years after they were built. Okay, and they should be bright and shiny and brand new. Okay, I go there. I'm there for 2 years, spending my time with the Egyptians, learning about their cultures. Okay, I'm probably teaching them things too about technology. And I got to see the pyramids. I might take a few pictures with my camera. Anyways, then after that, I decide I'm going to make a difference in my current future, okay? Now, when I went to visit the pyramids, maybe I was there on my current timeline, maybe I wasn't. Doesn't really matter because the civilization was wiped out. Okay, so I don't know if they were wiped out or they left. It doesn't matter to me. So I decided to go into the future around 2200 AD. Okay, they got all kinds of gadgets and stuff, so I decided to go to 22 AD. Alright. And because time travel is possible then, right now, means that they know that time travel is possible, so they understand people coming from the past to learn about the future and building the future thereof creating wealth for everyone. Okay, so I go to 2200 AD. I learn about a technology for about 7 years. Alright, I'm there for 7 years in school learning about technologies and new math, new equations, brand new stuff, okay? Stuff that I ain't even heard about yet, okay? So I do all that, and then, with respect, see, I've been gone for 15 years now on my journey. Now, it would only make sense for me to go back to my current timeline where I've been missing for all those years and come back to the year 2026, which is my original timeline where I came from. Okay? It would only be fair to let the actions play out when you're gone, okay? Because you're living on your own time, alright? You're living on your own timeline, okay? All that stuff, all that experience is going to be filled in through that gap, okay? That gap is you, alright? That gap is all you. There's no reason why you need to go back to 2012 and try to prove to everybody that you've been gone for such a long time It's going to be a lot harder for them to understand it here than it would be if you came back 15 years later, because they're going to want to know where you've been all those years, alright? That's where all the credibility comes in. So, and I guess they'll explain temporal laws and stuff to you later. It's just that we don't have time machines yet, so there's not even any reason for me to be doing this video, because a lot of you aren't going to really understand all this. But I'm just giving y'all a heads up. So whenever y'all go time traveling and stuff, it's always respectful to go back at the same age, or the same clock that's on your wrist. Okay, the clock is on your wrist that's ticking. Alright, I'm about 40 years old now. I go back to here. I take all that stuff. I took pictures. Okay, I took pictures and stuff, and I created validity among all the history. Okay, because by around this time, people have already gone out to prove all that stuff true, and then brought back the information just to make it more legitimate. Okay? So, I went to the future, got my ideas, alright? And in this future timeline right here is probably recognizant on seeing my past self, actually. Looking at my past self going, oh, that's me back there. I invented this technology. I'm going to learn about the technology I already invented, okay, and then go back in time where I belong to invent the technology itself. So I do all that. That's part of my life, okay? I go back and learn about myself and how I invented it and stuff like that. I'm going to create all my materials and findings based on this gap, okay? Based on all this, my excuse is going to be I've been gone learning about stuff, okay? Learning about things in the future that I'm going to apply now when I returned back to my original timeline, okay? Now, the only thing that isn't my timeline is this little gap right here. All the stuff that I've been missing in the world since I've been gone. Because this is my experience. Alright? This is my experience, not this. This right here, this is just a play out of actions from when I've been gone and when I've returned. That's all that is. All the play that's been going on. Okay? Because things go on when you leave. Things keep going. I mean, all the timelines are existent right now. So, technically, I could draw this out for you. So, technically, you got this right here. This is now. Okay? All times. Alright? All these histories and pasts, all these futures, alright? 1930s, 40s, 50s, right? And then you got 2020, 2030, alright? All that stuff is being squashed into here, okay? All that stuff is being squashed in here. It's kind of like a singularity. It looks kind of like a singularity, doesn't it? But all these timelines, they're all convergent. They're all converging. Okay? That's where the whole infinity thing comes from. Anyways, that's the end of my video. Just wanted to throw that out there, so. Anyways, love you guys. Namaste and La Catch. Remember now, don't be mean. Play nice.